Good morning, guys. I hope everyone is having a good day so far. As you guys get on here, let me know who's watching. Give me a comment. Maybe let me know your name, your age, and what you have going on this morning. I'm super curious to see who hops on here today, if it's any of my SoulShine kiddos, or maybe some Hutchings kiddos, or Howell Schools kiddos. I see 5 eyes watching right now, but no names popping up yet. Who do we have? If you have no idea what you're watching, we are here for older kids yoga. You guys keep coming and going. We're a few minutes early, so we'll see what happens. Addison and Josie, hey there. The Wheeler kids, awesome. Who else we got here this morning? Miss Ashley, very good. Guys, I have a question for you. Those of you watching, let me know if you've taken a yoga class before, kids, or if this is your first one. Hey, Lila and Logan. Good morning. Are you guys gonna do this with us too? So guys, those of you checking in and just kind of wondering out of curiosity what we're doing today, I am gearing this practice towards our older kids. So we'll be doing an actual yoga practice. It'll be shortened probably about 20 to 30 minutes. They'll get some breath work, they'll get some stretching, they'll get a little bit of strength, and then of course we get play. So I'll give you kind of a challenge posture to play with and to practice on your own throughout the rest of the week. So nice rounded, well-rounded practice for our older kids. Anybody can join in. Parents, I think you'll enjoy it as well. I am only sharing with you older kids what I enjoy doing myself. So I think any parents who want to join in, you should have a good time with it as well. You may get a little bit of a surprise at the end with a little challenge posture, but that'll be good. A little challenge is good for all of us. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. So other people can come back in and replay later if you're joining in late. So for those of you who are here for the older kids yoga, I suggest starting with a pillow or a cushion if you have one, maybe a blanket to sit on for the beginning and the end of this practice. Hey, Becky. So I'm going to grab my meditation cushion. You may have just a regular pillow or a blanket or a couch cushion or something. If you have nothing handy, just sit on the floor. Perfectly okay. So, and I actually do have my yoga mat out this morning. Sometimes I practice without it. So if you don't have a yoga mat, no big deal either. So just make yourself comfy here for a seat. And I like to sit with my legs crossed. Some of you may like that half lotus with a foot tucked up in that hip crease. Some of you may like that full lotus with both feet tucked up in those hip creases. This is where I'm comfortable, so this is where I'm going to start. And we always start and end our practice with a little bit of stillness, a little bit of mindfulness. So if it's your first yoga class ever and you're not used to that, feel free to keep your eyes open. Feel free to try to close your eyes. Totally up to you. So I'm going to start with my hands resting on my knees or my thighs. And just letting the eyes close for just a moment, just long enough to kind of check in with your breathing, which may sound kind of strange to some of you new to this practice, but basically just watching what happens in your body when your breath comes in, and noticing what happens in your body when your breath goes back out. So I'm not trying to change anything at all about my breath right now, but I'm noticing that when I breathe in, I'm really taking most of my breath right here into my chest. And then when I breathe out, just a small breath out. As I start to bring a little more attention to that breath, it just kind of naturally starts to come in deeper, even filling up the entire belly, and then my ribs, and then my chest. And as I breathe out, I feel that breath leaving my chest, and then my ribs, and then my belly. See here if with this breath work, if you can kind of count in your head as you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take just a couple more of those breaths. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And then blinking those eyes open and just kind of noticing how you feel. If anything feels any different, if it was maybe kind of weird, which it could have been, or if it felt really good to really notice that breath. Now take your hands together at your heart, and we're going to do the same thing, but your eyes are open this time, and we're adding a little bit of movement. So really, I always tell my grown-ups this: if you can breathe, you can do yoga. So basically this yoga practice physically is just matching our breath to movement. So hands together at your heart, and as you breathe in, lift your hands up. As you breathe out, bring your hands right back down to your heart. Let's take a couple more of those. So breath in, we lift up, and breath out, we drag those hands back down to the heart. Now for some of us, it will be a little bit faster. For some of us, it will be a little bit slower. That's the cool thing. We're all so super different. Now point your fingertips towards me. Those arms and shoulders are going to get a little bit of a workout here. On your breath in, open up. And on your breath out, bring it right back in. Take a couple more. In. And out. In. And out. Lovely. Now bring those hands back down to your legs. Feeling good? Connecting with that breath. I can see your names popping up. I can't really see what you're saying yet. Let's see. Okay. Yes, yep. Hey, awesome. Hey, Lori Brusky. Hey, Tanya. Welcome to Older Kids Yoga. So guys, let's stand up. If you had a cushion, just kind of toss it off to the side. We'll come back to that later. Let your feet come nice and wide on the outsides of your mat. Bring your hands together at your heart again. And this time, interlace your fingers together. Get those pointer fingers pointing. And let's lift them all the way up to the sky. So do you think this is going to be our breath in or our breath out? This is our breath in, lifting and opening. And for the breath out, we just fold right in. So breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, fold back in. So when you're folding back in, see how far through you can reach those pointer fingers, all the way through the legs. Reach to the back of the room. And then inhale, lift it back up again. Let's take one more of those. Big breath in, big breath out. And then breath in lifts you back up again. Nice. Bring your hands together at your heart, or at your hips rather, and step those feet all the way back in to the mat. Now staying with that breath, linking to our movement. Big breath in lifts the arms up. And on your breath out, take a side stretch to the left side of your room. So this is just kind of opening the right side of your body. And then big breath back in through center. Exhale, breath out. side stretch to the right side of your room, opening the left side of your body. Big breath back in through center. Open your arms, lift your heart up to the sky and look up. And then breath out, fold in. Beautiful. I'm going to squat down here for a minute. You might join me up on the balls of your feet, hands together at your heart, and just think about right now how that breath feels a little bit different than it did the first time that we checked in. So my breath is a little bit shorter. It's coming a little bit faster, and I can feel my heart beating. It's a fantastic thing, especially for those of us who have been sitting on our phones or computers or gaming. So this movement's so good for our bodies right now. So taking those fingertips down to the floor, if you're with me in this squat, we'll start to straighten our legs. Now guess what? Most of us, our legs will not straighten fully because we are tight in the backs of the legs, and that's okay. So start to straighten your legs here, fold in, and just see how much of a bend you need to keep in your legs as you fold forward. Come on up a little bit and let those knees bend a little bit more. Bring your belly right down onto the tops of your legs. See if you can keep your belly resting on your thighs. Bring those fingertips back down again. And keeping your belly on your thighs, can you straighten your legs and fold in? And then right back to those bent knees. Hands to your heart and come up really slowly. So I want to know, you guys can comment now or you can tell me later, was that super easy or super hard for you to keep legs straight, to keep the belly on the thighs, and to fold in? I want to know how that felt in your bodies. Bring your hands onto those shoulders now and roll those shoulders back, opening all the way across your heart. I also want to know how many of you have been gaming or hanging out on your phones or computers or some gaming systems on those TVs. Open those arms. If you have been, this is going to feel amazing. So on your breath out, and you can't see my hands, let me tip over here. On your breath out, the hands will turn down, the arms will stay out. On your breath in, those hands will flip up and let those shoulders roll down the back. So breath out, fold your hands down, palms of the hands facing the floor. Breath in, open up, let those shoulders roll down your back, and maybe even look up here. Let's take one more of those. Breath out, palms face down. Breath in, palms face up, everything rolls open. Hands back up together at overhead, and then bring them back down to the heart. Fold back in. We're going to wake up the backs of those legs one way or another. Halfway lift. And then my challenge for you, plant your hands and hop your feet back. We will hold a high plank and breathe. So in this high plank, you might be right here. You might have one knee dropped and then the other one, kind of taking breaks here and there. Or you might come down to both knees for that super strong foundation, right? So it's not cheating, and it's not doing it wrong if those knees drop down. It's giving you an even stronger foundation. I'm going to curl my toes back under and lift my knees back up. Hang out here and breathe. And then press right on back, downward facing dog. Now pedal out your heels and let your hips kind of rock side to side here. Shake out your neck and head. Lift your right leg up. Bend it, twist, and open up through your right leg and right hip space. And then on your next breath out, bring your knee through center and step it up for this low lunge. Now, some of us for a low lunge, it will feel really good to have hands down. I sometimes like to come up a little bit higher so that I can lift my chest and open up. Nice strong legs here. Do you guys feel that? Press back into that back heel and really press in to this front knee and feel that big stretch. Now take a quick peek at your knee here, guys. If your knee's way up here, back up a little bit so that your knees are right in line with your ankle. Keep that knee joint safe. When the knee is happy, the entire body's happy, right? I like to take a little rock forward and back, Just feeling that stretch and that strength. And then step that back foot up and shake out those legs. Let's take it on the other side. So big breath in, breath out, folds us in. Breath in, halfway lift. Breath out, plant your hands, step or hop back. High plank, remember that strength. We'll hold right here for a couple breaths. And then right back to that downward facing dog. This time the left leg lifts. We can bend and twist and open up here. Some of you even will like to flip. So if you like that little flip and that little play here, you can do that. And then when you're ready, we step that foot up. And it's that low lunge or medium lunge on the left. And again, notice what's happening with your breath. Do you guys hear mine? I'm a little bit winded. It's like I've been running around, right? Yoga is quite a workout when you want it to be. Press back into that right heel. Press forward into your left knee, but not too far, right? We don't want to be out here. Protect that knee joint. Stay right here stacked. Maybe a little rock. How are those legs? Are they feeling like jello yet? And then we'll step that right foot up to meet the left. And again, shake out the legs. Big breath in. And on your breath out, hands to your heart. Take that squat again. A little check in. So this is again our check-in point where you listen to your breath. Feel your heart. Notice if the body's nice and warm. And then we move on. So when you're ready, fingertips to the floor, thinking about straightening those legs again, folding back in. Think about your belly staying glued to your thighs as you straighten your legs and fold. Halfway lift, fold right back in, and then slowly rise back up. Hands to your heart. This time right foot stays forward, left foot steps back. We're in this way higher lunge, and we call this our crescent lunge in yoga. So those hands come nice and straight up. I'm going to wiggle my back foot back a little bit more here. Lift your heart and gaze. And then plant that back heel. Open those toes to the long edge of your mat or toward the side of your room for warrior two. Flip your right palm up. Lift it up to the sky like you have this beautiful gift right here to give to the world. Lift it up. Here you go, world. Here's my beautiful gift. And then bring your forearm down to your thigh and reach your left hand overhead towards me. I'll reach mine towards you. Look up. See if you can look up into that elbow crease. And then right back to that warrior two. Now bring your hands to your hips again. Turn those back toes forward enough so that you can easily step that foot up to the top of the mat. We'll switch sides. So this time your right foot steps back. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Reach those arms so strong. And then planting that back heel, opening those toes up to the right side of the room. It's warrior two on your left, so your left knee is forward. Flipping that palm up. Think about that beautiful gift right here for the world. Lift it up to the sky. And then bring that forearm down to your thigh. Reach your right fingertips to me. Look up at that elbow crease and breathe. So think about where are you feeling this stretch right now. For me, it's the entire right side of my body. I can feel that big, long stretch and all that energy shooting out of my right fingertips here. Inhale back up. Hands to your hips. Turn those back toes forward. Are you a little bit wobbly there? I am. And then step your right foot up. Shake out those legs. We're going to do it again, but I am going to offer you the opportunity to take a little bit of a bind here. So I'm going to show you what that means, and you can practice and play with it. See what happens. So breath in. Breath out. Right foot stays at the top. Left foot steps back. Rise up for that crescent. Open it up for that warrior two. Turn those back toes toward the long edge of your mat or toward the left side of the room. Inhale for your peaceful warrior. Lift that gift up for the world to see. Exhale for your side angle stretch, and this is where that fun bind comes in. So now your right fingertips get to come down to the inside of that foot. And then let it come behind that foot. Are you with me? And reach underneath and through. And I like to say here, pat your butt cheek. Sounds funny, but it lets you know where you need to be. And then let your left hand come down behind your back. Look up over your left shoulder and see if you can find fingertips to fingertips. I don't know if you can see my hands. They're trying to reach for each other. They may make it, they may not, but keep that gaze up. Open across your heart. Keep your left shoulder lifted and open, and then gently release. Come right back up, hands to your hips. Turn to me, and step that back foot up to meet the right. Shake out. How are those shoulders? You'll notice in our yoga practice, guys, that you have to be super gentle with your shoulders because there are a lot of postures that will try, like that bind. And if you push yourself too hard, it's actually very harmful for the body. So your shoulders will end up hurting or becoming injured. So take care of your body. If your fingers do not touch each other, absolutely okay. We're working toward it, right? We call it our yoga practice because really, we are practicing every single day to get a little bit closer every single day, okay? So we don't just get it on the first try. Lift up. Hands to your heart. Right foot steps back this time. Inhale, crescent. Give yourselves at least a full round of breath here. And then open up for that warrior two on your left. Flip that palm up, offer that gift to the world. And then bring that forearm to the thigh. Reach your right hand overhead. Are you ready to try the bind on this side? It'll be different on this side. Coolest part of yoga is noticing how different your sides are from each other. Let your left hand come down inside of that foot. Reach a little bit further. Let your left hand come behind that foot, underneath and through. Pat that bottom. And then let your right hand reach back and see if you can find those fingers. Maybe making that bind, maybe not. And after a couple of breaths and just trying to reach fingertip to fingertip, we can start to release or unwind and come right back up. Turn to me and step it up. Beautiful. Shake it out. I'm going to do a quick drink and a quick check-in. Lots of you watching. I love it. The Warnickies. I wonder if the Warnicki boys are doing this with me or if it's Mama watching. Hey, I hope that's Bailey Boo there. Jamie James. Coach Forth. Hey, is D Money watching? Kelly, is that Audrey? I hope. Andy. Awesome. I love this. I'm in Brewskis. Seeing some of my favorite families on here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm going to show you one last thing here. It's my trick of the day. And I hope that you guys will play with this and practice it. The trick of the day may be really easy for some of you. You may already do it every single day. For some of you, you may be like, what in the world? Parents, if you are watching with your kiddos, try this with them. Let me tell you right now, I might take a spill showing you guys this. And if I do, it's okay. I've cleared out my space, so I have plenty of room to roll out of this. I have plenty of room that if I fall over, I'm not going to knock into anything. At least I hope not. So clear out a little bit of space. If you have stuff really close to you, see if you can shift it away, or maybe even just try this later when you find some open space. So here's where we're heading. It's our headstand practice. And I don't want you, if you already normally do it, try to watch first so that you can get a couple of pointers that might be a little bit different than the way you practice it already. So this is going to be our basket handstand today, or headstand rather. So in our basket headstand, we bring our arms parallel to each other. The hands interlace, and I like to kind of open my wrists so my arms are pretty much perfectly parallel. The back of my head comes into my hands, thus the basket, right? My hands are my basket. My head comes in just like this. I am actually pressing into my forearms so solidly here that the top of my head really doesn't even touch the floor. And if it does, it's just a smidge, okay? So here's what it looks like getting started. And let's see if I can get myself in the camera here. So, parallel arms, make your basket. Head comes down into the basket. And then we tuck our toes under and lift our bottoms to the sky. And then walk those toes in just a little bit. Start to lift only one leg. And maybe a little hop. And then bring that foot down, do it with the other. Maybe a little hop. And then keep trying back and forth until eventually you find that balancing space. Mine almost went over. So that's your challenge for the day. I'm going to let you guys play with that for just a minute. Parents, if you are watching your kids practice that, give me a comment. Let me know how it's going. I'm out of breath. Are there any kiddos trying it? That's what I want to know. I'm not seeing any comments. Not sure if it's just lagging or if you guys are just super quiet. I'll try it one more time. You might try it again as well. Parents, hopefully you're not commenting because you're trying it with them. Trying, says Mr. Wheeler. Awesome. Mr. Wheeler, I saw a mad save by you out of your Bakasana, crow pose, the other day on our downtown yoga group. You've been working hard. All right, so I'm going to try one more time, and then we'll start to unwind and come down a little bit from this practice. So a little tuck under, a little lift up, maybe a little baby hop, and then on the other side as well, maybe a little baby hop, and just keep playing. All right. So I'm going to give you guys maybe another, 10 to 15 breaths to practice for just a moment longer, and then come back and join me. And I always say this, my face gets so red. I promise I'm alive, I'm okay. Maybe you have some red faces too. And then let's just come on back. If you had those cushions before, make sure that they're somewhere close by. We're not quite gonna grab them yet. I'm gonna take a little cool down with you guys. So arms up, take that stretch to one side, and then back through center and that stretch to the other side. And then back through center, big open heart, lift your gaze, let your head fall back. And then exhale to fold in. Halfway lift. Fold right back in. Let's heel toe those feet nice and wide on the mat. Let your toes turn out, let your heels turn in. Just kind of sink in here for Malasana for just a moment. We might play a little bit with Malasana to Bakasana in our next class. Or if you know it and you love it, maybe you play with it today. Turn those toes forward, fingertips to the floor. Start to straighten those legs again, fold in. And then a nice slow roll up. Beautiful, hands up, and then down to the heart. Now we can come down to a seat on those bolsters or meditation pillows or cushions. Maybe a couch cushion, maybe just the floor. Make yourselves comfy. Bring the backs of your hands to your knees again. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. Do it again, one more, in through the nose and out through your mouth. Now bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, And just notice where you feel your breath within your body. Do you feel it coming into your belly? Do you only feel it coming into your heart? What does that heartbeat feel like? Can those shoulders roll back and release down your back again? Switch hands now, opposite hand to heart and belly. See here if you can bring your chin in just a little bit so that the top of your head reaches up to the sky. Kind of like I'm taking a little hold of a little bit of hair there and drawing you up. So normally when I'm sitting, I'm kind of here. But if I pull it up, what a big difference. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a little bow in with gratitude here for our time together this morning, our practice together this morning. And then lift your chins with that very same gratitude, maybe with a smile. This is my favorite part, sealing this practice with you guys. So when I seal this practice with you, I offer the word namaste. You can say it back to me if you would like, but you do not have to. So basically, namaste meaning that I have all of this beautiful love and light and energy and strength inside of me. And I know that you have very much the same love, light, and strength within you. And I honor that and respect that and send you so much love for that. The love, the light, and the strength within me so humbly bows before that very same love, light, and strength within each one of you. Namaste. I hope you guys have a great day. Please keep stretching, opening that heart, rolling those shoulders back. And if you're gaming a lot, my challenge to you is to limit it, or chatting or whatever you're doing. My challenge to you is to limit it. Maybe an hour in the morning, an hour at night, maybe a half an hour in the morning, a half an hour at night. But your daytime is for living and loving on the people that you are stuck in your house with. So try to radiate that love and light and energy. Love on each other, be good to each other, and I will hopefully see you again really soon. Love you guys. Bye.